Hello. Hey, are you wondering, is this my life? Hi, welcome to my channel. I'm Patricia, and I help people with their twin flame journey and their ascension. Ooh, these energies are intense, and they're going to make you feel a lot of emotions. And honestly, a lot of those emotions are going to be on the low end, kind of low vibe, maybe feeling negative. You're going to have feelings where it feels like I really don't care about anything, but you're not suicidal. You're kind of depressed, but it's sort of an exhausted depression. There's reasons for this. Now, I have something to tell you. If you're going to stay on track, there are things to do with your light body that will help you. And these are the things that I help people work on because you could be saying to yourself, is this just what my life is? Am I going to be burdened with these people forever? And these might be people that you care about, like your children, your elders, like elderly parents, or just parents. And you look around at your life and you go, is this my life? And then you try to think, like, well, what can I do to perk things up? But nothing is blowing up your skirt. Yes, welcome to another shadowy period, but this is a very serious one that precedes the Lion's Gate. Okay, we're in this like new moon energy, but like this is scraping some stuff out and you have to address it. And here's the kicker. It means work with your light body. It doesn't always mean like, hey, go jump out of an airplane. That'll make you enthusiastic about life because you will go down a list like, I could go fishing. I could go deep sea fishing. I could pack a suitcase. I could buy a new car. I could go have an affair. And none of those things will seem like they are satisfactory. There's a reason you're isolated because this often comes with an isolation period, and it's a little different than hermit mode. In hermit mode, there's some really deep things that are being healed. This has more to do with your day in and day out life. And so it can make you feel like you're not really connecting with people. And that's true because your peripheral nervous system is detaching a hell of a lot of mental, emotional connections. Why? I'll tell you why. You can't be an enabler anymore. This means that if you are continuing on your twin flame journey, and I'll be straight up, that goes to the people who are actually doing the light body work. If not, you're going to be bobbing like a cork in the water without direction, without the wind getting under your wings. So please think about that and consider working with me. There are things to do about that to energetically break the inertia and maintain your energetic boundaries. But you cannot be an enabler anymore. You can't enable bad behaviors, bad financial decisions. You can't be the patsy or the scapegoat for everything all the time. It's a little different than being persecuted or witch hunted, but it can feel like that sometimes. And you have to say to yourself, what is this pattern that needs to break? These are relationship patterns, and they are important because those cannot intrude on your true twin flame union. Okay? You're not here to learn more lessons from a narcissist, no matter who that narcissist is. Work with me to get your light body to set those energetic boundaries and your dimensional connections because that is what truly supports you. Number two, the rug has been pulled out. That means there is no more dimensional support for the folly-row and other frivolous, like meaningless, trivial, crappy things that happen to people on a day in, day out basis. Are you supposed to have an argument? Are you supposed to maintain those stupid traditions that are meaningless to you right now? You can keep the traditions you want. Like if that's baking cookies at the holidays, that's a good tradition, especially if you love it and it feeds your soul and feeds your spirit and your heart. But if it's other stuff like an arranged marriage, hell no. Your soul is going to do everything to thwart that no matter how hard you try. And if you keep overriding it, there's a third thing. Are you overriding and trying to hang on to the past like it's a dead corpse and you won't let go? And you're not, this is why you're going to be saying, is this my life? Is this what my life is going to be? Number 4, do you feel a sense of grief over the life you might have lived? Now, this is a biggie because some people's lives are derailed through injuries, car accidents. It is grief of a really deep type. It can actually be grief, like a breakup. I mean, Charles Dickens and Shakespeare wrote about this kind of stuff. But is that really supposed to be your story? Are all those narratives and fictions that have been repeated through history you or your twin flame reunion? And you're not going to know how this is, but it's not going to be until your light body is geared up with the channels open and the Marma points for you to connect together, because that is taking priority. That's not just me saying it, it's what I see. When people don't do the things and they're reversing the orders, instead of like using their mind to do it, they're not using their body. And you need to use the light body. That's what it is designed for. You are in a slower, gradual descent down to earth. So some of what you are experiencing is what I call dissension sickness. Yeah, there is such a thing as dissension sickness. If you go down too fast, think about those things with a deep sea diver. They get this thing called the bends. They're like wonky. They can't breathe right. They feel out of it. They feel depleted. Their energy, they literally need to decompress, right? This is a part of this journey. And if you don't use your light body, you can't properly ascend and descend. You can't get your energetic wings open through your etheric body. And this might sound like woo-woo stuff, but the reality is you are gearing up to live in 2 dimensions. We're not pulling the 5D down here. You are rising up into it, and that's part of your ascension. Your new light body can go up there on a daily basis and refresh your daily life. That is not widely understood. A lot of people look around and go like, well, when is the collective going to stop with the collective? There's a few people that are called, and it's not the worldwide population of the earth. It's just not, because things would really fall apart. You see the men falling apart. You see the women falling apart. They can't sustain. Talk about not sustainable. It's not sustainable to keep fighting and exhausting yourselves. It's not sustainable to keep marrying the same first cousin again because your tradition says that's how you should arrange that marriage. It's just not sustainable. Your soul's like, hell no. Enough. Putting our line in the sand. We are drawing a line. We are putting our foot down. Your higher self is putting its foot down in this energy. And it's not just about new moon, like you got to grow. You're going to have to sometimes make some hard decisions. Now, in my personal life, I've been seeing a lot of people. I feel like the hub where people around me are kind of off the spokes. They're kind of once removed. They're having some life-changing things, thinking about divorces, thinking about, do I get some other help around the house? Thinking about, do I change my diet? Finding out that, yeah, maybe they're pre-diabetic and they really need to roll up their sleeves and do this now. Your brand new light body makes all these things easier. And if your soul is prompting you to make change, you will be in a framework of isolation on purpose. So is this my life? Yeah, because you've got to get still to sift and sort some stuff, even if your little pea brain doesn't understand it. This is not about intelligence. It is about deep spirit to psyche connections. Your causal body. How do you create the life you want? How do you not redo the karma. Okay, that's a big thing because your higher self is saying, no more repeating the karma. There are levels to yourself. There is the level that's inside, which operates your organs and your systems. There's the level of you on a day in and day out basis. There's past you, there's future you, and then there's your twin flame. So there's all that times two. There's a lot of alignments happening now. This alignment is about the life you will lead, not the life you never had, not about grieving the life that would have been on repeat and deadly karmic. Okay, karma's going to kill a lot of people with its stupidity. We're seeing it in the negligence that's out there. But do you know that simply working with your light body and opening your channels, you can get these parts of you to make the efforts for you? That's why I say it's so much easier to do some of this heavy lifting. I'm going to mention a couple other things that might be noticeable to you, but kind of weird. And I think you'll get this. And if you're getting it, let me tell you this, you're on track. If it's like gobbledygook to you, see you in the next cycle or the next phase, or maybe next year or something. Maybe it's just not your time. But let me tell you, you can make it your time by jumping on board and working, doing the work to get your light body open. Not easy, okay? I've known some people where family domestic violence is coming up. I know people where suddenly their parents are kind of really sick and you want to look at them and go like, aren't you the dad that hit me with the belt? Like now you want me to help you? Now you're reaching out in your time of need and you're like, how does that even make sense? Because that's karma. There are expectations within families. Those are a pattern. There are roles within families. That is a pattern. You could have, I like to joke, I was the black sheep of my family, but I know how to step up and I always have. I was taught that way. But, some of these are hard lessons for people. Some people never learn them. Some people avoid life at all costs. I'm not one of those people. I'm not. So let's talk sense and sensibility, shall we? So you might be in descent mode, right? Do you want a soft landing? Let's talk about some of the things you'll notice, okay? A lot of people are on autopilot, and a lot of people who consider themselves activated and awakened, they get angry. When is this collective going to wake up? When is the collective going to do the work? When are the men going to do the work? When are the women going to do this? Okay, stop right there. If you catch yourself kind of reacting and feeling like you want to go yell at everyone, pump the brakes, okay? Because those people are probably not even awakened or aware. They're not activated. They're here to operate certain things in society until their time. Don't get angry at them. In a silent way, you can thank them, thank their soul, and wish them well for the time that they will, because you're paving the way. The next thing, nowhere feels right. No activity feels right. You could take yourself on a trip, it doesn't feel right. Yeah, you're right on track, because you're not supposed to be warm and fuzzy and hunky-dory without your twin. That pull of the heart, everything's going to be dissatisfactory. Now, with men to an extent, it comes out like with a midlife crisis, a spiritual crisis, a crisis of faith, existential crisis, wondering if they're a failure, inadequate. It's up to you to help your twin, especially if you have a male twin, to stay on track. This is what I teach. The next thing, where are you budgeting your time? Because if you're spending so much time reacting at the world, getting angry, getting upset, and, you're squandering your time. Use it more wisely. Use it to work your light body, have a session, learn, get my book, because this does not make sense, which is why I said Ascension is insane, but you're not crazy. I like to tell people you're not crazy. And I'm tired of mental health giving people a free hall pass for bad behaviors. Okay? Because I have seen that people who exhibit or claim they have like a mental health issue or something, yeah, maybe they're not healthy, but there's something inside called the heart that tells them this is right or wrong. Okay? Even the most psychopathic person, they kind of know. They've learned to manipulate it. They learn to override that. Okay? This generally isn't us, but was it some of us in a past life? I don't know. So it can make you feel crazy, like you're up, you're down, you're in, you're out. Like you don't know what. Guess what? My book outlines it and tells you. What I'm calling the isolation phase is in here, the hermit phase. Okay? Learn what phases are, because you can repeat phases if you have to keep scraping out things that need to be brought up for healing and or addressing. The next thing, and this is like really, really going to sound weird to people, you feel like you're invisible. Yes, your periphery, your peripheral nervous system, it's unobtrusively detaching you from people. But this plays out in wild ways. You'll get bumped into, and then someone will say, oh my God, I didn't see you there. You don't get hurt. You don't get really injured, but you start becoming aware. You go through this little period of time where you're going, oh my God, it's like I'm invisible on this planet. Well, you're actually at a different vibration. It takes sometimes a physical impact before someone sees you. Be gracious, be forgiving, allow people to apologize, accept the apology, be humble. Maybe that was you at one time, and maybe it might be you again, because when these mental emotion things unplug, you could lose your balance. You could like have literally on your periphery, your peripheral vision is not accurate. Don't be critical. And that's another thing. Critical. God knows I've been out here for 11 years. I've had plenty of people, I don't know, just like, if you don't get it, if you don't find, okay. But you know what? At the level of cray that I've seen, I just like, oh my God, please get me to the nearest exit, because I need to be with my twin. Do you feel like that sometimes? Like, not as a safety thing, but just like, I really need what I'm really here for. I can't even sit and, it's almost comical to me, but it can be hurtful too. And I want to encourage people, before you criticize, if that's not constructive criticism with a solution, if you don't have anything nice to say, keep it to yourself. Okay, focus on you. That goes along with do not squander your time. Do you need to waste 10 or 15 minutes out there kibitzing and commiserating, or could you utilize that better? Could you attend to your health? Could you clean out your closet? Because lightening the load on your twin flame journey is imperative on you. Okay, right down to, do you have room in your closet if your twin shows up and like they're going to move some stuff in so they could stay with you? Like, really consider, like, what is your future? Okay, yes, you are in the present, but you have a future that we are planning for. So I hope that this video has helped you. The link for my book is down below. It is a great book. It has phases, it has a glossary, it has real sense in there. It has how to start getting your channel open. It has explanations. It is good as a reference. I personally hope that one day it becomes sort of a textbook to help people. Doctors don't know this because they're not trained. I'm writing it. I know that might sound like I have a big ego. I had to be pushed hard to write it down because I don't consider myself an author. I don't consider myself a YouTuber. I am a high-level twin flame healer. I'm a master healer and teacher of multidimensional connections, past lives, inner child, and so much more. And I get you focused on love. Do you want to do the Titanic thing with each other, where you're hugging each other on the front of the boat, going way into the future? Of course you do. I know that. And a lot of people, they don't acknowledge the love in this, and I feel like that's a shame. They don't know how to steer back to the love. They stay hung up on stupid crap things like, well, your mother's toxic. Well, your mother's a narcissist. Well, his wife, she's putting, black magic. I'm like, come on. You think your soul can't get you above and beyond that stuff? Work with me, because we're going places, and you need to be where you're supposed to be. So if some of this has made sense to you, you're kind of on track. If you need to really do some more, work with me. Try my books, try my webinars. They're on my website. Twin Flame Reconnection. That is what I do. I reconnect people to their subtle bodies to be with their twin flame. And yeah, reconnect your twin flame. Because what I do positively with you and that you participate in, it has a positive effect on them too. So thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Have a great day. Bye.